All right, our coronavirus update from Johns Hopkins University. The daily stats are locked in at 5:30 a.m. Central Time. Total confirmed cases worldwide, 341,632. Think of that. That's up almost 100. 100,000. Holy cow. That's up almost 100,000 since Friday. Total confirmed deaths, 14,749. That is up almost 5,000 or 5,000. These numbers they're getting so huge, and the jumps are getting hard to even imagine. Total confirmed recovered worldwide, up 10,000 from Friday. Total confirmed recovered worldwide, 89,000, up from 85. Now 192 countries have confirmed cases, up from 182. Only 2 countries, the Marshall Islands and St. Kitts, do not have confirmed cases. St. Kitts, isn't that a place where all the rich people live? St. Kitts?
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice, St. Kitts.
You've been to St. Kitts?
I've never been there. I've done a lot of research on it because you can buy citizenship there. So I'm very much looking into that as we. It's even more and more attractive. The price might be going up as we speak. If it's
what does citizenship cost nowadays?
It varies very widely depending on where you would like to go.
Really,
there are countries
like St. Kitts. They don't have the coronavirus.
I believe St. Kitts is several $100,000, which is
okay.
A
so
lot,
not buying
a lot less.
Is there like a kit? Is there like a kit St. Kitts? Like a kit car, but it's not exactly St. Kitts, but it's kind of a knockoff that's a lot cheaper.
There are
I got $100. What country would take me?
There's not a lot that will do it for $100.
Yeah.
There are some that are like countries you've like never heard of. They're like landlocked in the middle of Madagascar that you can go to for cheaper.
Yeah, there's one right there that the pirates like to take right off of Africa. That you're like, oh, well, they'll take you. Yeah, they've got pirates hanging out there all the time, too. Army, matey.
Yeah.
5% now of active cases are considered serious, requiring hospitalization. That's steady from 5% Friday. But remember, 3 weeks ago, that number was 19%. By the way, our sincerest thoughts and prayers to Amy Klobuchar's husband, John, who has the coronavirus, is not on a respirator yet, but is getting oxygen. He was coughing up blood. It's very bad for him. So please keep the Klobuchars in your prayers. I may not vote her way, but she's an American and we're all in this one together. And who's going to be the first celebrity, Stu? Who's going to be the first person that gets this, that dies? I think that will be a significant moment. If we would have lost Tom Hanks or Rita, that would have been bad.
Yeah, no, I know. I do think that there's a moment like that that's very potentially possible here, where you see one of these people who seem, you think a lot of these people almost seem insurmountably protected from the world, right?
Did you see the press conference on Friday with what the president said? He said he can't walk into a room without somebody taking his temperature. He said every time you move from room to room in the White House, somebody's there, beep, 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 taking your temperature.
Unbelievable.
Can you imagine?
I know. It's a different world, man.
1 billion people now sheltering in place. More than 1 billion people remain indoors in India for a 14-hour curfew as Singapore banned all short-term visitors. Now, you know what's amazing is they only had a 14-hour curfew in India. If you're going to keep people inside, India seems like I've always wanted to go to India, but I've never wanted to go to India. It's one of those. I'd love to see the Taj Mahal. I'd love to go see, a beautiful place in India that I can't name right now. I'd like to go to India. I think it would be a wild experience, but I want the India that I see like in, Indiana Jones, where it doesn't smell. I can go to the counter for popcorn and a Coke. You know what I mean? I want to experience some of these places, maybe just in the movies. I'd like to go, but I don't think I ever will because it doesn't seem like a safe place. All right. Planting season is here, and there is a worker shortage. This one could be a problem. The farming industry is warning that immigrant visa restrictions due to the coronavirus pandemic could mean a loss in farm labor sharp enough to hurt its ability to get many items to the grocery store shelves. If the current policy holds, we will have some very serious shortages of labor. That's according to the Western Growers Association. We don't go out and pick our own fields. We don't do that. And I don't see American children running out time soon. This could be a real problem coming at the end of the growing season. We really need to have the president look into that. Respiratory therapist describes the terrifying lung failure from COVID-19, even in his young patients. He said, it first struck me how different it was and how from my first corona patient, I was like, holy crap, this is definitely not like the flu. Watching this relatively young guy gasping for air, pink frothy secretions coming out of his tubes, said the therapist on condition of anonymity because he's not authorized to speak at his hospital. But reading about it in the news, I knew it was going to be bad. But we deal with the flu every year, so I was thinking, well, it's probably not that much worse. But seeing patients with COVID-19, it has completely changed my perspective. It is a lot more frightening. Donald Trump on Sunday announced that he has activated the National Guard in California, New York, and Washington state in order to combat the spread of coronavirus. He said, this is war, and we're going to treat it like a war. The administration emphasized the deployment of Guard members does not constitute martial law. There's a really nasty rumor going on around martial law, and it's a rumor. Some units have been put under notice to remain prepared to be called up for service here in America, but that is not for martial law, and that is not nationwide. State governors retain command of the National Guard, but Federal Emergency Management Agency will cover all of the cost of the missions to respond to the virus outbreak. That's according to the president. That's huge. The White House said more than 1,100 troops should be deployed to start, with more to follow as needed. Is anybody else sick of de Blasio and everybody else just tearing down the president that he can do no good? I mean, I can't take it anymore. What are you guys doing? And by the way, have you seen the latest poll numbers? Looks like Cuomo's starting to make an impact. Was this a stealth run for Governor Cuomo? Is that what this is? Was he just, because he's been, forefront in the news. Now, again, he is the governor of New York and his brother is on CNN. But now there are those in the Democratic Party that are saying, maybe he should run for president. Senate Democrats block COVID-19 stimulus and relief plan, the $1 trillion coronavirus stimulus package that would help offset the devastating economic effects of the virus, hit a roadblock last night as Democrats blocked the procedural vote on the measure. It was deadlocked at 47 with 5 Republicans not in the chamber, including Senator Rand Paul, who announced Sunday that he does have the virus. Mnuchin, our Treasury Secretary, said that the bill, which has grown to as much as $1.8 trillion, includes direct deposit checks to Americans and expanded unemployment benefits. Democrats want more money guaranteed toward child care, expanding funding for women's health care, and more for the aid package guaranteed to go toward hospital and health care workers. I love this. Funding for women's health care. What do you think they meant in that, Stu? They're from the New York Times. What do you think that was?
The only kind of health care that matters for women to Democrats, which is, of course, abortion.
Killing their baby. Mm-hmm.